Katie. Hi, Brian.
Hi,
Hi,
Linda. Hi,
Brian.
Brian.
Hello.
Hi, Jenny.
Good evening.
Oh, you run off,
Hi, Shauna.
How you feeling there, kiddo?
Hi, Shauna.
Does anybody have a handle on this new medical insurance?
I called one of my doctors yesterday, gave them the number. They ran it. Was it yesterday that we got those numbers?
Yes, you got it the night before.
And they were
but
able
yes.
to get it processed through to start their pre-authorization.
Well, Jeff called me tonight. He's all upset because he said he wasn't informed we were changing plans,
Hi.
and apparently his wife went someplace and didn't get good stuff, and so he's looking for somebody to explain it to him. And he runs some numbers of his own, and he claims we only saved $700. So somebody got a handle on it. Please call Jeff. And
I have already spoken to him about, the fact that Matt has been delayed. Sean has worked really hard to try and get him to get us the information. And so we got the numbers. So he has the number, which is working. But I understand he also got hit with a copay, which makes no sense, right? Because we don't have copays, because we cover copays, right? That's what I
that's what I told
Probably
him.
just doesn't have the HRA card to give them yet to cover the. I would assume the copay comes out of his health retirement account.
We've got Jeff, you turn into a pumpkin at 7:05, right?
Well, I can give you 7:10.
Yeah. Can we just
Okay.
listen to him, and then I think we definitely ought to come back to this.
Yeah, agreed.
So,
Just set the stage for me.
we were talking about the CDBG grant and what our needs are and what our responsibilities are and all that stuff. But those questions are a lot more interesting on the bridge side than they are on the dam side. And I just wanted you to
Focus on the dam
just,
stuff.
focus on the dam side with the, from the perspective of the WCA.
Yeah. Okay. And just to be, okay. So I want to make sure all the facts are in evidence relative to this because, regardless of, I obviously have a very strong opinion on the bridge. I will make that quite clear. But I think regardless of how you proceed with the bridge, we need to proceed with the dam or else the WCA will be non-existent. So I put together a letter for the WCA on December 17th for the executive committee, which I since shared with the full board of trustees. And basically, stepping back, I appreciate that this is an aesthetic decision for a lot of people. The dam has been there for 200 years. It's a beautiful unto itself. But that's not the economic reality we're faced with. The WCA is running at about $290,000 left in its coffers. It has one single source of revenue, which is the Playhouse. In order to get the Playhouse up and running, we're still faced with over $2 million price tag to get that operational again. We want to, of course, take it to another level, which is to turn it into a performing arts and education center, which would be a year-round attraction for this town and actually drive the WCA sustainability. But as it stands right now, the WCA is rapidly running out of funds. And the idea of actually where we are faced with the opportunity to get rid of the dam from a financial perspective, it's hands down the only way to go. And to be clear with that, on Friday, the Buildings and Grounds Committee, which is the actual decision maker, according to our Constitution, will vote on this. We are unanimous, we know this already, and we will vote to remove the dam. On the 21st of this month is the full board of trustees. We've already done a poll straw vote, and outside of one person is a nay and one person is abstaining, everyone else is in agreement with this decision. And so between those two decisions, we're actually have achieved what we need to achieve. We have had that done a full legal review to make sure that the decision making is appropriate. So I'm gonna leave this letter with you, but let me read to you kind of the core points behind this, and I'll expand where I can. So as we know, there are many differing opinions on should the dam come down or not, and I respect the differences of opinion here, and I do. However, I think it is important that the executive committee, as well as the board of trustees, is reminded the following critical facts related to the dam and its potential impact on the future viability of the WCA. Number one, as indicated in minutes over many years, Pat Walsh, the former secretary of that organization for many, many years, and I went back now as the new secretary, or he wasn't secretary, he was treasurer.
Yeah.
I went back and looked as the new secretary, and I looked through the notes, and the number of times he reminded that the dam life expectancy was upon the organization and that the cost to renovate would be well over $1 million. So the dam is it's now 25 years last major rebuild. Number two, the dam inspection in August of 2023 by the Department of Environmental Conservation Dam Safety Program listed the dam as fair. The upper level is satisfactory. In addition, the report spelled out that under remedial repair recommendations, the following statement: based on the studies and analysis recommended above, repair, rehabilitate, or replace the dam to bring into compliance with current dam safety rules and guidance. Alternatively, pursue dam removal. Since 2023, Dave Raymond has informed the board the other day that he has noticed significant leakage starting to occur on multiple spots in the dam. So I would venture to guess that should we have it inspected again, we may actually be at the core level, which is then we're now in a situation where we could be required, or we will be required to do something. Number three, it can be reasonably assumed that the state of Vermont, which has been on a mission to remove all non-power generating and all non-flood control dams, could prevent rebuilding the dam, as in the case of Cold Spring Park. So you may recall that the WCA was actually actively working towards rebuilding that dam, and got in the 11th hour when the state came through and said, no, we're stopping this, remove it, and they had to.
I did not know that, but that's interesting.
Dave reminded us at the last meeting.
Yeah.
The Playhouse is most prized asset number 4 and is essential to the viability and sustainability of this organization. Any funds that we begin to raise need to be allocated to that purpose. Attempting to start a capital campaign to renovate the dam, as we argue is upon us, would complicate our goal of opening the Playhouse as a performing arts and education center next year. Number 5. This gives me the willies. Our insurance brokers have indicated the dam is not insured and that the cost to insure the dam is unaffordable. This also means that we have no liability insurance to cover us. What was quoted by our one of the gals, who's one of our individuals, was that a dam that they recently looked at was over $100,000 for liability insurance. So we've asked them to go back and tell us what this is going to cost us, so that we at least have the information in our hands.
Good to have.
The work done by D&K Associates for the Weston Flood Resiliency Committee clearly showed a significant benefit to upstream properties with removal of the dam, not to mention the environmental benefits. Number 7, this is a rare opportunity for association to avoid significant cost in the very near future and to do something that will benefit our town and environment. Should the dam breach during a storm, the WCA would have to pay for the complete removal and may be responsible for silt removal as well, riparian plantings and other aspects associated with dam removals. So the current allocation of the $3 million, which includes a portion for the dam as well as for the bridge, not only takes the dam out, but also 1 mile to 1.5 miles up removes all the existing silt, trucks it away, and then puts riparian plantings along the riverbanks to shore them up without doing the hardening that they do today. This is designed to return the dam to its original, the river to its original state. To remind everybody, the mill machinery will still be able to operate with the dam because they will build us a
Mill race.
raise to the,
Stream
a
that goes
sluice, that would be part of this.
That's part of the project that they
That
would
is
build
part of the
that?
project. There's also part of the project is a dry hydrant, or the ability for the, to reactivate the defunct hydrant that's out there now for the fire department. And the rocks and topography that the dam sits on, my number 8 point, once the dam is removed, should result in a beautiful cascading water effect. So ignore the next and last, but my last paragraph is this. In closing, I do not think it is stretched to say that keeping the dam will ultimately not prove possible and will seriously jeopardize our chances of turning the WCA around to becoming a sustainable organization. More bluntly, this is a critical juncture, and our decision now will have significant ramifications to the viability of this organization. So As a board, we sat and I just reminded everybody, this is our fiduciary responsibility to remove this thing. Our fiduciary responsibility for this organization and for this community. No other action makes sense because it's not affordable. I've been approached by people who say, but you got to keep it. And my response has been simple. Fine, buy it from us. We will sell it to you for $1. And truly, and we're not kidding. We will immediately convene a meeting of the membership, which has the sole right to allow us to discharge property. We will convene it and we will sell it. But I'm warning anybody, you do not want to own a dam in the state of Vermont where we are today. So
It's 25 years old.
I put that before you. I know that you guys have a hard decision, just as this board does too. Let's be clear. We all are mindful of the emotion around this thing. But at the same time, I joined this board to do the right thing for the WCA in this town. And that right thing is the Playhouse.
Can I see this?
Bar none. But so I was asked also, well, but if the bridge doesn't happen, the dam can happen. And that's not true. I had correspondence from Alyssa Sabeto that the ACD has confirmed, yes, you could do partial scope, such as dam removal or bridge removal, but you would only get the funding needed for that partial element.
Interesting.
So you could forego some of the award. And she also noted in this that, yes, we could change the bridge design, but that wouldn't get us any more funding. So anyways, I'm more than happy to share my document with all of you. I think you can see my passion around this. I think like most people, I love the Playhouse. I'll be honest with you. Do I go to the dam a lot? Not really. It's beautiful to look at. I can see it from my property. But at the end of the day, it's the Playhouse is what brings this community, or doesn't do it now, but will have the potential to bring this community together. So we need to move forward with it. And again, it is the right thing to do. And by the 21st of this month, we will have the decision done, signed off from the WCA that authorizes the removal of that dam, and we will submit that to the state or to you guys, since you're the holders of the money.
Question,
Sure.
how much of the $3 million that's been awarded is going towards dam removal?
I don't have the specifics of that, but I can get that to you by tomorrow easily. I think it's actually slightly higher than bridge.
It is.
It's higher than the
Yeah,
bridge.
it's a little bit more than half. So half would be 1.8, and so it's, call it, I think in round numbers, 1.6 and 2.0.
Okay. And part of the reason
Didn't
is
we get that
because it's
yesterday?
the silt removal in second year and all
Yeah,
of
they
that.
weren't
work
broken
that has
out
to happen.
separately, but it
I
was
see,
like
okay.
the list.
Gotcha.
Has anybody,
So Dave Raymond is a former
This
WCA
list?
president.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
And he was right up off of Cold Spring Park. Yeah.
has anybody determined the material behind the dam is hazardous waste or not? Yeah.
That's all part of the environmental review, which is Alyssa Saveto is part of. So that's part of the requirements to actually secure the funding is the environmental review, which will take care of looking at all of that. So I'm going to guarantee you that some of that stuff behind there is not so good, but that's part of the reason why you're doing the dam removal this way, because it allows you a controlled removal of all the sediment. If that dam breaches, there's no control. That stuff is going to go downstream through South Londonderry, through Londonderry, through these other towns. This is a controlled dam removal with complete silt removal as well, which gets us back to a natural environment.
So where's the extra money coming from?
So
I'm sorry, what extra money?
Well, if Jenny's saying if some of the silt is deemed hazardous waste, the removal cost
Yeah.
goes up,
What they've got allotted for makes me wonder if it can be done, because so far I haven't heard of a site where it's gonna be trucked to. And then if it is hazardous waste, up goes the cost there. And the question about the hazardous waste was asked way last spring, and nobody's done anything about it. I would think that would have been one thing done during the summer
So
to find out.
we have a meeting on the, Jim, when is it, the 14th?
14.
And we will ask about the hazardous waste. I would also venture to guess that the state would have separate funds that would allow us to access for something like hazardous waste removal, just knowing that most organizations can't afford to do it. So
Now, when you read through the letter, you said cleaning the river was going back 1.5 miles.
I think it was a mile. I don't, it's
I
in
can't
the,
remember,
it's
it's
in there.
basically
Is that
up
in
to
the
to the
spec
bridge.
job that they
The,
did? It went-
yeah,
it went
that's
over-
well
what's his
a
name?
little over a mile.
You know, just where
Yeah.
you can see where the,
It went
where
up to
the,
Burton Road.
Yes.
the bottom of the river
Yes,
comes,
exactly.
stops at being, you know, sort of a freestone river.
Right,
And it's.
so it is
all
by
silted
that
in.
bridge, yeah,
Yeah,
right?
it's
And the
it's just
reason-
about by the
So the
bridge.
criticality of removing the silt is the river capacity, because right now at the dam, you have a massive amount of silt, which is basically meaning you can't store water there. So by removing all that silt, that's part of the reason why your actual overall effect at dam in a flood consistent with the flood of 2023, which is a 333-year flood, as I recall them stating to us, would be 7 feet improvement on water. And then it changes as it was like 3 feet by the firehouse. And by the time you get to somewhere half mile up, it has no further effect at that point in time, because it's all at that kind of core juncture at the end of it.
Right,
So,
but the original riverbed, is, you know, once you restore that, then you've got these high banks that will absorb water, but at the same time, not have it held up or occupied by silt, get rid of it. So it's, you know, in the early stages of the storm, it's, you know,
It's
you're
moving
getting
stuff.
rid of it as fast as you can, so.
Say this gets started and the cost way overrun. Where's that money gonna come from?
So those are great questions. I don't have the answer to it right now. We have a meeting on the 14th. We're going to ask that. The reality is, because I'm assuming that we will be on the hook for a portion of this funding, obviously, because we did not get the full 3.9 or 3.8.
We being the town and the WCA.
Well, the WCA as relative to their portion. Let's just assume that for right now. My plan is to back that in to our fundraising campaign and then to up it accordingly from there. So no matter what we do, when we go out with a fundraising campaign, assuming we've been secured this funds, which, as we've been reminded by Susanna, many funders in our area have said, what are you doing about your flood before we start giving to your institutions?
Mhm.
So this allows us to go out and say, we've got this great bucket of money coming to help us remove one of the major issues around flooding in this town. Doing so allows us then to focus on this major project, which is the building. However, we'd like to secure some additional funding should we have overruns, or because if it's a $2 million that we're getting, Jim, then my assumption is at a 10% value or whatever it was, or 20%, we'd be on the hook for between $200,000 and $400,000 as the WCA regardless. So we have to back that into our fundraising. Do we have it now? No. Do we have 2 million now? No. So the reality is, this is either we access these funds, which will give us a huge start to getting the WCA back up and running without encumbering with this camp.
Good presentation.
Thank you, Jeff. Enjoy your dinner. Yeah.
So
There you
I'm
go.
sorry, can I just ask you one question?
Sure.
So just to be
Thank you.
clear, you are open to, or assuming that there's a portion of the grant that's assigned to the dam, and there's a portion of the grant that's assigned to the bridge, and the WCA, you're saying the WCA could absorb or pay for whatever overrun there is on the dam portion, just as the town would have to absorb whatever overrun there is on the bridge portion. It's not a case of doing the dam, using as much money as we need to do the dam, and whatever is left goes to the bridge.
So would I like it that way from a WCA
Sure,
perspective?
yeah.
Of course I would. However, I am reasonable enough to say that I appreciate that this is a shared situation. And as a homeowner sitting beside this bridge, that's my other hat that says there's another reason why that should take place.
Yeah, got it.
All of that being said, we're reasonable and we assume we own the dam. We have since 1922. And so therefore, actually later than that, 1936, but therefore we have to assume the responsibility for this.
Gotcha.
So, but again, I would rather have that responsibility at $200,000 to $400,000 than something close to $2 million.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, good.
And I'm not I'm still trying to get a more precise answer to the question you asked, which is, and this is a thought experiment because I don't think it'll happen, but let's say we could do a bunch of value engineering and figure the bridge to do it at $1.5 million. The question is, could we spend then 2.1 or a little bit higher number on the dam? And I don't know the answer to that question.
I mean,
so
the only
that allocation.
one of the reasons why that would make sense is that the direct benefit, besides all the financial ones I've talked about, is actually the removal does not create any difference for the playhouse, for the mill, or the other buildings, because they're actually out of that particular floodplain. This is really for the balance of the town on the backside of this. So, just to be clear, I think there's an argument because the Farrar has always been out of. It's not in the direct floodway, and it's also not in it's not the AE zone. It's not the AO zone. I forgot which zone it is, but it's a secondary zone, so it's not even affected by this. So, in that sense, this really for us is about the future. It's. I don't want to take the bet that says, oh, nothing's going to happen to it. It's going to be there, and then suddenly find ourselves with a $2 million price tag at a point where we can at least afford it. Because we've done this big capital campaign, we've raised all this money, we have what we have to be able to start launching this, and now we are distracted by actually a dam replacement.
In reality, you would not even be able to do that capital campaign if I shouldn't say you wouldn't be able to do it, but you would not get the same reception if you had not handled the dam.
I will leave
That's
you
what-
this.
that's what you
I
just
will
said.
leave this with you. One final thought. I participated in the original HUD discussion for this town with Maggie Foley and Anne. Do you remember her name? Kroll from the Vermont side of HUD. And we were taught. We had gone to basically approach them about, could we get money to help from this $65 million fund to help support turning the playhouse? And she was very lukewarm onto our thinking. She loved the playhouse, loved the theater, all that stuff. And then I said, well, let me tell you about something else that's happening in town. And I told her about the Dam and the Bridge project, the Rivers project. And she said, she really slapped her hand. She said, now you're talking. Now I have a reason to participate with you. And all of a sudden, it was as I turned on a spigot, we turned to her assistant and said, what do you think we can do for them? How about 1.5 million? Maybe we can cover leasehold improvements. Let's do it at 2.25 and see where we can go from there. And I told you guys that at our subsequent flood committee meeting.
Right.
And it was because of the fact that from the state perspective, we were addressing the core issue, trying to solve our flood issue in the core of town that said, let's throw some money at this other project because it now becomes more viable. And it's the bridge, let me be clear, the bridge that affects the playhouse more than anything else. But it's the sum total of the town addressing its flooding that made the state turn around and say, something, we can support this. And I'll be honest with you, I mean, I've been looking at the projects, the whole list of inventory that came in here. Other than the fact that we were a complete ready application, which certainly went in our favor, of this initial grant of 6.2 million, we received almost half of it. The total funding for this portion of hazard mitigation under this fund was 13.36 million. We received 3 million of that. That's a huge vote of confidence for this town. I'm sorry. That says that there's a lot of support in the state, and it's Ann's Krull's organization that ran this HUD program. And I'm sorry, I'm drawing some lines from that original meeting to now. And I think in her mind, she was, again, not that she was the ultimate decision maker. There was another group of people, including Cindy Gov down here in Londonderry, who ultimately made this decision. But I think there was some good support for the town of Weston.
Yeah, no, there's no question. And the fact that we've got this grant, it's been described as, basically miraculous. The competition for it was
Fierce.
And
$116 million in requests.
was that the
That
number?
was one of the numbers. There was another one that was like another 10 million or something.
Yeah.
And only a portion of those were awarded. So, okay. Any other questions?
Thank
So
you.
thank you for your time. I really
Are you
appreciate it.
enjoying your dinner?
I'm gonna have a drink. I've been
Yeah.
coming off of that. So I do want to. Listen.
Send a round over.
I
Please,
so
we'll be
first
right
off,
here.
I do want to thank you all because I know this is your third night, second night.
Third.
That's a lot, and I really appreciate the work you guys do. I really do. Thank you for it, because it's very meaningful to the town. And
You wanna
thank
come
you.
next week for another 3 nights?
Yeah.
That's
So
what we're
thank you
doing.
all.
Thank you, Jeff.
See you, Jeff.
Should we go back quickly to the insurance thing?
Yeah, let's,
Yeah.
So the problem is not all the cards are out there.
There are no physical cards that are out, right, Shauna? No physical cards right now, but 2 employees have actual numbers that have worked in terms of getting to their provider.
Yes.
Can somebody get Jeff the numbers?
Jeff has his number. I gave Jeff his number 48 hours ago, and it has worked for him. But the problem that he's saying now is that when he went, he hit with a copay of 20. What did he say in his text?
22.
$22, which does not make sense. So I already wrote to Matt, copied Shauna, and just wrote to him this evening and said, where are you? You promised these numbers to everyone, like 2 days ago and probably a week prior, and at least these guys have been
Would
working
you mind,
hard.
Brian, if, when I talk to Jeff, I'll
Yes.
say, Brian is the intermediate between the insurance company and.
Do not mind at all.
Okay.
Throw
Thank
it
you,
back to
Brian.
me, and but I also wanna, we, at some point now, we've got too much going on. Because we're gonna be doing this again next year, right? We have to relook at if this is the right connection for us for our insurance company, because the sense
Yeah,
of
you
urgency, the sense of urgency has not been, these guys have been frustrated with it, and
And we can't start as late as we did.
Yes, right,
He
and-
led us to believe, he said to you, oh, you have till December 31st.
Right.
Well, he had to have been joking, and that wasn't the appropriate.
yeah, I wish we had known that if we made this decision any later than, I'll throw a number at November 15th, that our employees would be affected, then we would have done it differently, right?
yeah.
Well, you learn from your mistakes.
MVP is a very, very different insurance company than Blue Cross Blue Shield. There are going to be co-pays with MVP. It's a smaller company. It's
Not according to
co-pays
our
are
plan.
going to be covered by the HRA.
Yeah, they're covered.
But you will have co-pays, whether Jeff has just not run into that before and it was billed directly to Blue Cross Blue Shield and then came out that way.
Blue Cross Blue Shield, I think, managed their own HRA, so they probably took it from one desk and they pushed it off to
Correct.
another, and it was handled. And so I think it's certainly a learning process, but the $700 probably came from me. I think he heard a number and ran off with it. It's not, but I had
What do you mean
said,
$700? I'm
there
sorry.
looked to be like, we might save actually around $1,200 between one MVP plan and the other MVP
Per
plan.
person,
Per,
right? You were saying.
I don't know,
Okay.
and
We had 29,000 on the
This is 3
number.
days
Yeah,
ago.
it was much.
There was
more than that.
$29,000 on the.
Yes,
on-
it
on-
was,
right.
but that was between MVP and Blue Cross Blue Shield. And so
I just
can
wanna.
we just go, I'll revisit it with Brian and Jeff.
Yeah,
But the $700 came from me, and it's between the 2 MVP plans.
oh, okay,
But
okay.
so there's also that confusion.
But
So
before-
we'll let, for right now, we'll let Brian deal with Jeff. And then if we have further questions, we'll take it up next Tuesday night at a regular board meeting. Because we've lost a half an hour already on this.
And we are not
Got
budgeting
15
yet.
minutes at the end on this, what we're gonna do about the money for the bridge and all that. So let's get started on page 1 of the town general budget.
So I do have Gina here, if you have any questions about their appropriation, ask. Hi Keegan.
Who is this? I'm sorry.
Hello.
Oh, Gina?
Yeah.
Hi.
Sent an appropriation.
Hi.
letter.
Hi, Keegan.
So if you have any questions about that.
And where do
That's
I
over
go for that?
50%
So,
raise,
I am-
justify it.
It's over a 50% raise, so how would you justify that request?
For me?
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have had a 9% decline in revenue. And what we did was we broke down each meeting by like the average number of time that like how long the meeting is and adding in streaming. So we've started to, in the past year, we've started streaming the Weston Select Board meetings in addition to distributing them like how we used to. So that indicates the That is the reason for the raise. I
Well,
apologize. I'm not particularly good at public speaking, so
All right.
Fine.
It's the
You're-
learning curve.
What
Yeah.
caused the 9% loss in revenue?
that is because of loss in cable subscribers. So a large portion of our funding comes from people who have Comcast, and people are just not. People just are getting rid of they're cutting the cord, as we say. So that is the real big reason for the loss.
You know,
And
I
by the
don't-
way, sorry, go ahead.
no, go, you go ahead.
I was
By the
just
way-
going. I was just going to say that this also includes uh, like this also includes like community coverage that we could do for the next year. So that could include like this year, for example, we covered as a news project the Christmas in Weston video. So we can increase that as well. And in fact, we're planning to do more coverage of Weston public events.
So that was not included in the
That was included, but this year that was included for this year, but that's just part of our plan as well.
but your plan is to increase that, which makes that more expensive. Okay.
No. That won't have any impact on next year's thing. The budget that we have is only based on select board meetings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna be, I apologize, this is a cranky question.
Sure.
But, if we just Zoom our meetings,
Mm-hmm.
get them recorded and people can, right? And people watch the recording? Those are archived, are they?
They are on YouTube, yes.
Yeah, they're on YouTube. And people can come in, they don't have to have a TV, they just, and for me, zooming into, if I have to go to a meeting, it's pretty easy for me to zoom in even if it's, a deal where I'm not participating, I'm just listening to the discussions and it's a presentation. I'm just wondering,
What's the value?
yeah, what is the added value to that? And I'm not trying to be snippy or snarky, I'm just,
That is a perfectly valid question, and that is totally something that I'm willing to discuss here. So, I mean, that's why I'm here. It's true. What you already have the technology, and you already have a process by which you distribute your own meetings. But what you have here is we have a greater access to the community, right? So people know about GNAT, and we have the ability to create news stories based on important topics, and we have like I said, a distribution network. So we stream not only do we have our cable and our YouTube, but we also and Facebook, but we also have Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. So it is a greater it's essentially a greater distribution of what's going on.
They also come every time I ask, like every special meeting, they come and film, they film and stream the town.
Oh, I
meeting.
forgot about town meeting. We
Those are
come
all
and we
those- We would have to pay someone, I mean, we don't have any kind of setup to do what they do for
Town meeting.
town meeting.
yeah.
For the public meetings that we have for the town plan.
When
or
there's a
the other-
special
To
meeting,
go to a different
I'm assuming.
venue.
We have to go to a different venue.
Basically, it's
They
$100 a
can do
meeting.
this by Zoom, but we
Right.
can't do those others by Zoom.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Basically, it's $100 a
Understood.
meeting.
Mhm.
And really, like, if you guys were like, hey, we need you tomorrow night, we have a meeting, it's an emergency meeting, we'd be there. And
But I
It's
was,
also, sorry.
I was kind of under the impression that people doing the news didn't charge for covering the news.
I'm sorry, what do you mean?
Well, like papers and stuff, they send reporters and stuff to cover events, but they don't charge for it. And originally, when GNet snuck in here, they didn't charge originally. And then once they got the bait on the hook and hook people, then they come in asking for money.
I have a question though.
Yeah.
Well, I have a statement, I should say. It's people, we do get charged because we get, I mean, news through cable. You pay for cable.
Mhm.
And
You buy a newspaper.
you buy a newspaper. You spend a fair amount of money on, that on whether you're doing it online, whether you're streaming, you're reading it on your app, you're still paying for it. Also, I think there is a value to having a community organization that is there to share information and stories. And if there is an increase, I know you're saying that you wanted to spotlight Weston a little bit more, but maybe there's some a conversation to be had about that.
Absolutely. And we right now we're only doing select board, but we could expand to doing other I mean the government coverage is all me. And I can definitely put more time into streaming. Like if you have, for example, like an important planning commission meeting, and you're like, you know what, we need you to stream all the planning commission meetings for the following year because such and such issues are coming up. We're totally willing to do that. Totally have the time. And like I said, it's all me. And recently I got more equipment, so I'm able to do multiple streams at once.
Thank you. That's really helpful.
Mhm.
Appreciate
Great
your
Thank you very
information.
I learned a lot. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you all for all your work. I know this is the third day. That sounds pretty taxing.
It's fun.
No
So-
idea.
Hey, we
So
signed
to
up for this
speak-
and we're
It's really
getting
great.
paid a lot to do it. Our expenses are
25 cents an hour.
God,
I think I'm down to 17 cents an
$100
hour.
a meeting is sounding really sweet.
Well, I'm-
Yeah,
All right,
Sure is.
so
Thank you.
Thank
Ciao.
you so much.
Thank you.
yes, everybody's gonna be happy with GNet. Healthcare is the same, rescue squad's the same, move over is the same. Health center's the same,
There's a note on the My Community Nurse. and,
Yeah, what's it about?
I was under the impression, because it happened, visiting nurse said they would go back to their request once they had their full services in place, which they were gonna do more than just hospice, they were gonna have actually other essential services available, and they went back to their 2,500. Last year, we dropped them down to 1,500 because they weren't offering all the services, and we gave that extra 1,000 to My Community Nurse.
Hmm.
I was under the impression that community nurse would drop back down to 2,500 if
Visiting nurse went back.
visiting nurses was picking back up their services. So again, that's,
And has BNA not asked for anything yet?
no, they did. They went from 1,500 to 2,500 and community nurse stayed at 3,500. I was under the impression they were gonna drop back down to 2,500.
I think that's a phone call and question and see if they are of the same opinion.
I would just say that the need for these organizations is not decreasing.
Not at all.
And I think that, I also think that My Community Nurse has expanded their sense that people know that they're there. And so they've expanded, and so their workload has expanded. And I think that these are both very valuable, especially given the difficulty of getting healthcare in this area.
I mean, it's worth a
We're over
conversation, but I gotta say, I think
The extra
Both-
1,000 is worth it.
It
it's
is.
absolutely.
They just need to justify.
She is,
like,
massive, value for money.
Yeah.
Just.
And she never says no.
How she does.
I don't know how
what
she does. And to Linda's
Yeah.
point, a year and a half ago, I didn't even know who they were.
Yeah.
And now I not only know, but I know at least 3 different people in town that have been benefacted by her.
Alright, let's
So,
leave it at
yeah.
3,500.
Okay,
Move
Okay.
on. Neighborhood connections, same. Council on the Aging, $100, that's understandable.
Okay,
Uh,
so that's the one up $10.
big deal.
Yep.
Next one's same. The blind people, same. Independent living's the same. Green up, same.
I'm sorry, can I interrupt for just a second, Denny? What are those numbers on the side there? 194,000,
Oh,
27,000?
That was just my calculation, how much of the appropriation, the top number is down, and the second number is outside organizations. So of your total appropriation budget,
Of the 222?
yes, the top number is town.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, it is. Got
And the
it.
bottom number is outside.
Thanks.
okay, and
That's good
since
to see.
these are alphabetized, you don't have town on the top and,
No, but on the
Okay.
warning, it does it differently, so I use this
Exactly.
as a way to double check.
nice.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry to interrupt, Denny.
No problem. I think we were at,
Visiting nurse.
Visiting nurse hospice.
yeah.
Are they,
As we just discussed,
They have said they are back to doing,
I would check with, Regina to see if in her world they are. Do you think that's,
Or with Carol, elect caller.
or with Carol?
I can text Carol.
Yeah,
That'd be
Carol,
great.
even better. Yeah, neutral.
Because she was the one who spoke at town meeting last year
Yeah.
and talked about what they were doing or not doing. So I think
Right.
Carol might be the person to go to there.
okay, cemetery commission's same, rec club same, fire department, that's, we talked last night about splitting that up and putting it into 2 different
Yes.
categories.
Yes.
And I wonder, I looked at the paper and they're getting a new set of tires for truck 6. And I'm trying to remember which truck 6 is. And I'm wondering if,
they had, gear and they had maintenance that were a couple.
Building maintenance, right?
they said 3 to 4 grand on tires.
Oh, okay.
And I'm wondering, I'll see if I can find out which truck is 6 and size tires and have Jeff check the price. Cause what they're doing, and this is DOT, Department of Transportation regulation. Tires that are up to 10 years, regardless whether they look brand new or not,
Have to be replaced.
have to be replaced,
On fire trucks?
even town trucks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so.
Okay.
And fire trucks get far less mileage than
Do you want,
town
think
trucks.
so.
do you want me to leave the appropriations at 51 and put the balance of it, which may, they said that could go down actually, but, do you want me to put the balance elsewhere on that other line item?
Yeah, I was thinking, and that would be, on page 4, other expenses, the second box
Right.
down, am I right there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure, we put the roof and stuff, cause
yeah,
what happened was last year, for you 3 new people, last year we found that they had a pretty high number for the replacing the roof. And
Right.
I think Lisa did it, found somebody to give us a much lower price. So we divided it out and we subtracted their number that they wanted. And we did the roof.
I remember being at town meeting last year and hearing that, yeah, 30 was for the roof and 20 was for
Hoses.
hoses.
yeah.
And then you did better than the 30, which was great. Yeah, got it.
All right, so then, I'll put 51,000 there, and
The library went up 5,000.
they also went down on their capital request, so instead of 50,000, they asked for 30, so their net was down.
So that's first appropriations.
So the other one for the fire state, well, we're gonna fill that in, but it's gonna be close to 50. It's not gonna be 60 though.
Well,
On the other
Well, last
expenses.
night they said it could drop, and so,
Yeah,
well, last night they said it could drop,
yeah,
Yeah,
because
I
that
need to find
insurance,
out.
was it insurance, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, insurance
I
in
will
there.
check with Mitch tomorrow,
20 to 10 or something?
alright, and find
Maybe.
out what that other number is. Okay,
Alright, so now, unless somebody's got more questions on appropriations, we'll go down office building.
Yep.
Alright, janitorial, we spent 29, I think you're gonna have to put that at 3. I got a bad feeling that, you're gonna have to get, change help eventually.
That's the cost of the person who cleans?
correct,
And
and
the,
trash removal and,
the cost for the library went up.
oh, did.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I don't know if it's the same person or not, but I agree with you, Denny. I would not be
Yeah.
surprised if that
No,
person
that's
is gonna
okay.
ask for.
Yeah. Payroll taxes,
I'll figure it out,
yeah, that's a plug, right?
Yep.
yeah,
Childcare, same deal, right?
right,
building. I think we should leave that at 5 because we didn't really get anything done to this threshold when they did the cosmetic work on the front of the building. And the threshold, if you wanna go take a quick look at it.
Good shape.
No, and it would be lovely at some point to get this window painted.
Yeah, so
And-
let's
and-
leave that at
Yeah.
5.
By the way, what is the path around the side of the buildings?
fill the oil,
Ah, okay,
scenic,
yeah,
you
nice.
know, watch the
Little
library.
nature walk, I like to say.
You know, this is just a personal comment, but it would be really nice to have those doors easier for somebody to get in who's in a wheelchair.
Mhm.
If we could, you know, because you have to hold both, I mean, it's just,
Awkward.
it's really awkward.
What is the easiest system for
I
that?
don't know, let's not talk about it now, but I think that would be part of the 5,000.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's a
Got
Bring that up.
Got
at a
it,
regular
yeah.
meeting or something,
Yeah, yeah,
please.
yeah.
yeah,
And a bin that doesn't.
Thank you for
have-
asking that question, Jim.
Being that what?
The salt bin gets in the way.
Oh, yeah.
$100 for fire
that's
extinguisher.
me being, you know,
Right.
I'm an engineer, right? You know, how are you gonna do that?
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Grounds and maintenance, I looked at that to figure out why it was so over. A lot of that was, we pay to have the walkway done. A lot of it is, some of the labor for grounds and maintenance. And the lawn goes in there. The other thing that I put in there, and you can tell me if you want it elsewhere, was there's about $800 that went in for the front door area to be spruced up, and the electrical work was $400, almost $500.
Shouldn't that be building or no?
Yeah.
So I thought building was more like really heavy duty construction stuff, but I could move it if you
I
want,
don't-
like replacing.
Why don't you move it, make it look better?
Okay,
So. we
so what are we gonna put
So
in that?
building will be
2,500.
Yeah, there you go.
Alright, office equipment, need new apps, town,
yeah,
What is,
so-
I'm sorry, what is
I
that?
know, it's, we use, almost like an external hard drive with a redundant one, so we had 2 upstairs, and that had all of our town stuff on it, excluding the Lister stuff. So now we have a new server that's for the Lister stuff, and we had brownouts about 3 years ago that fried one of our redundant, backups for the town stuff, and it's needed to be replaced. I asked the IT guy the other day if we could just move everything to the Lister server, and he said it runs so slow as it is that he's afraid we'd drag it down further. So it's probably $1,200 to install and get these, but that's something you need to budget, and we went over this year mostly because of having to do the Windows 11 upgrade. And we paid for the extra computer upstairs.
Should we do, you're
3.
saying, yeah, I was thinking, we need more than 23, so I was thinking 3,000, and
Yeah,
when we have a brownout, do we have surge protectors
Well, we
on
did.
each one of the machines, and
we
it
do,
didn't
and we
work?
have an ups, and what was happening is it would, the power was hitting in such a way that it wasn't disrupting it. so that the ups would have to kick in. And yet it was on and off and on and off, but the ups didn't. He explained it, it made sense at the time. But anyway, and so the brownouts in this one particular day kept recurring and the ups didn't kick on because the electricity wasn't off long enough for the ups to
Gotcha.
kick in.
Okay.
But yes, we have ups on everything.
All right, let's leave the office supplies at 2,500.
24, 25.
5.
Nice job staying under that budget,
Yeah,
Speaker.
hello.
Yeah.
even though we bought all these new pencils
I
here.
know. And sure.
Postage at 2,400.
Yeah, if it's an election year.
Oh, yeah.
Heat service contract 200. Electricity, we should go up by 7%. That's what we did on the town one. I had it figured out on one paper here. So I think it was Sean.
You want 27?
2,700, $2,650.
Yeah, rounded off 2750. Fuel oil,
I looked at that and everything was for the town and, we're using certainly less now that we have a newer, furnace. But we did use a lot of oil.
we leave it at 25
Yeah.
When did we get the new?
this
In
fall.
October, I think.
24.
Okay, so the savings of the more efficient furnace haven't really kicked in yet. Okay.
Leave it at 2,500.
Okay.
Propane, I think we better put 150 in. Obviously, they didn't come fill the tank or it didn't get put in the right spot.
It's just going on to test once a week for 30 minutes, so it's not using.
Yeah.
Just for the
Usually
generator?
companies come once a year.
Yeah, I have a 250 gallon tank for my generator. It runs every week to test itself.
Yeah.
Plus on street, and every 2 years I put about 30 gallons of fuel in it. So they it doesn't, those things don't use much fuel.
I
So,
round it to 100.
okay.
Streetlights, I think you gotta do the 7% thing.
Okay.
So that'd be 210, 260 on top of that. So
290,
4,000.
390, 4,000.
round it 4,000. Telephone, I have no idea what the increase on that's gonna be.
3,400,
34.
3,500.
34. Road rental, 2,200.
What is that?
These,
Oh, the runners. Okay.
yeah, they
It's
replace
when
them
they
once in the
replace them.
summer and every other week in the winter.
2,200, you said?
Yeah,
Are you pay on town report expenses?
Yeah, that's including postage and printing.
Okay.
It's a little story.
They had brought it to Shauna's attention that their keypad is not working. Is that right, Shauna? And we made the executive decision today to tell them the town pays for locks on their front doors. Repaired. So that would probably hit building, but I'm not aware of anything else.
let's leave that at 4 because there's always surprises coming up from that place over there.
Didn't we have do the whole floor thing?
There's a floor, yeah.
That
No.
came out of their maintenance fund, didn't it?
Yeah, but we didn't do the huge.
No, I know we didn't do all that, but we got somebody in there to do something.
Yes, we had
So I was just
couple
wondering
guys
where that
working in
was.
the basement.
Yeah.
And they did their thing in the basement, then they come up and they fix a hump
Right.
in that one room.
Yeah.
And I guess it satisfied them. I haven't heard anything.
I didn't even look at it, because I think they shaved it down basically to.
Yeah,
And
they got
so,
rid of the hump one way or the other.
and so was that the 760? Is that where that was? Is that where that ended up?
I'm
being?
not sure how the bill got presented or,
No, I don't remember what the 760 was, but I thought I put it in this, I took it out of the special fund for annex maintenance, which was different from annex painting.
Mhm.
yeah,
Okay.
fire alarm probably ought to stay the same. If we don't put something in the next three categories, they'll go off the sheet, so let's just put, the 100, the 50 and the 500 in there just to keep them active.
We have a figure for the generator service, don't we?
I thought you signed a contract for the
Yeah,
generator
yeah.
service.
That's what I thought.
So
for
don't we
all
know what
three,
that
wasn't
is
it?
for all three, right?
Yes,
So
we
don't we
did.
know what that is?
Yeah, we have it.
I don't remember.
That would be with H.
Yeah.
HB.
People put in one out here.
The service contract is with Gary's or.
Oh,
Greg's.
Gary's.
Gary's, okay.
The amount on
But we
that?
know what that is, right?
Yeah, I can find, I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay, that's all right.
I'll put
Yeah,
a
we
question.
gotta plug that in.
And what is advertising? What are,
No, it's not Vermont Journal. No, is it not?
If you needed to put in request an RFP for a request for proposal sometimes for painting.
oh, I got you,
Oh,
okay. thanks.
okay. All right.
$50.
Yep, thank you, okay.
Should we do 100?
You're planning on painting?
For what?
No.
For what?
No, but yeah, okay. I'm happy with 50.
50.
I'm sorry, back to the fire system. Are we at 325 again?
Yeah,
And for the grounds and fence.
And then 150, 100.
that's just to keep the category.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right.
Active.
Generators,
We got a question mark on that one.
yeah. Sean is checking on that.
Each service contract, 200.
Leave that where it is.
You've got another 3 here, I hate to say it, but 50,200. That water system, sometimes the bills from that'll drive you to drink,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and not water.
I think
Gotcha.
the backflow is separate, was a separate test and a separate company, and I called the number when I realized he hadn't come last year. And I think he's retired, so Shauna put a call out to Simon in operations.
Simon Operations doesn't do backflow testing, but they use Master Plumbing and Heating out of Ludlow.
So they're gonna come and do backflow testing. It's a requirement to make sure you're not getting contaminated water back
yeah.
into.
So is 200 gonna be okay for that?
Hold on 1 second.
Those numbers can get nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It used to
that'll
be
low.
188,
Yeah.
so
200 will be low with that company.
Yeah,
in the meantime,
The hourly billing rate is 148. I don't know how long it's gonna take.
Well, they're gonna charge from Ludlow
so
to here.
we better be 500.
Yeah,
Backflow testing is 500, is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
And water purification system will stay at 1,000?
Yeah.
Okay. Bacterial testing, looks like that ought to be 4,000.
yeah, that's all the quarterly stuff and whatever else is required over at the little school.
here's where you did your basement repairs.
Yeah, I just see that, yeah. But
so
that
we're
shouldn't
gonna
have,
do bacterial testing. Are we gonna do, what was that number, 4,500?
I said 4,000.
I'm happy with that.
They did have a trace amount of E. coli at little school, so that may be why it's a little bit over. I can't guarantee that that won't happen again, but we did have to run some separate tests, or Simon
Uh-huh.
did.
Well, let's leave that at 4,000, I think then.
$1,000 on repairs underneath.
And the permit fees is you're required to pay a fee to the state because it's a public water system, so there's an annual permit for that. And then we also have a 200 and something permit for dues to the Vermont Rural Water Association. Because you have to write reports for that system, and during COVID, we found this organization will do it for us as a member.
So did you just say 3 and 2? 300 and 200?
The
Is that what I heard?
300 that is made up of like $70 or $80 for.
Oh, okay.
So 300 is enough.
Yes, please, thanks.
I misunderstood.
Alright. Heard anything from the animal control officer, whether he's gonna be the same or what?
Yeah, didn't give me any news that he wouldn't be. He just gave me all his bills.
Let's leave it 2850.
Yeah,
And that includes your constable, for 150.
Alright, collector delinquent taxes, that's a shot in the dark, but,
I'm sorry, payroll taxes and childcare and payroll tax.
Those come right out of that.
Okay, so we have to, okay,
12 and 1, I mean, it's,
yeah, okay, got it, both it. I'm sorry, okay, collector of delinquent taxes.
that's a shot in the dark. It's not really taxpayer money because that, when you're delinquent, you pay a fine and it comes in and goes out. And so if we put 10,000 in and we're low, we're covered because the money's coming in and gonna go out. So it's,
So is this,
It's like a holding account.
yeah.
or a pass-through account.
Pass,
Yeah.
that's the better way.
Because we get, if there are delinquent taxes that get collected, when they get collected, a portion of that 6%, I think it is, goes to the collector of delinquent taxes.
right,
That it's 8%
Well, yeah,
right to the collector and we
Right.
get the interest.
and, yeah,
But I did just realize we also pay their payroll taxes, but
they're the collector of delinquent taxes, we pay the payroll taxes. Is that what
I
you're
haven't
saying?
seen a delinquent tax report in a while. Are
I've
we?
got one next
It's a
week.
good
It's on the
Okay,
agenda.
Did you
I'll
see
get
her
it.
eyes light up?
Oh, yes. I do like it when that report goes down.
Yeah,
It's coming next week.
Next
I
week.
remember, I mean, when I first started here, it was a couple of pages long and, I mean, it was big bucks and, you know, over the last couple of years, it really thinned down.
It's great.
And I think it's great.
It's not
Fantastic.
that thin right now.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, well, yeah, considering this year.
Yeah, so, and just one little comment about delinquent taxes is everybody else always gets their money. I didn't realize this until Sandy told me one year that the highway always gets their appropriation, the education bills always get paid, and then whatever is left in the bucket is what the town gets. And so those delinquent taxes, we've already paid all the education taxes on those things. And we're sitting here waiting for people to pay their bills. So.
Right, we prepaid it for them.
Yeah, so I don't
That
feel
makes
bad about
sense.
that interest at all,
Yeah,
No,
but I wish they'd pay it.
Conservation Commissioner, we're gonna let it go right at 0.
I sure would like to.
sure,
right, cause this
I'm,
is not active right now,
it's
right?
not active. And
But yet we
honestly-
can't, but yet we can't make it go away, right? Didn't I read something?
yes,
about
we
this?
cannot make it go away unless it's voted on at town meeting.
to make it go away, it has to be voted on at town meeting.
But if we don't put any money in,
We dropped it from $750 last year to the $150 just to have placeholder.
I think we should, I
You
think
know,
we
I
should
think
have a
we've got enough
placeholder.
stuff that people can get grouchy and scratch their heads about. Let's just put that at 0 for this year and leave it.
But then it goes away, right?
But
Is
then it
that-
Well, you
disappears.
could bring it
No.
back next year. You
What-
could
Oh, yeah,
decide to
we
budget.
could, let's budget.
Will it appear next
50
year?
bucks per, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, $200 total.
That's just
50 in
three.
each category and just let it sit.
It's just three categories there.
So it'd be
Uh,
150.
Conference and workshops, website, printing, postage and dues.
Oh, I deleted, you must be looking at an old one.
Oh,
I
God.
deleted website.
Am I in the
because-
wrong
No,
page?
am I on the
again?
wrong one?
1.8 is what you want,
1.8,
you've got
oh,
1.7.
Well, that's not gonna get you.
Now we have to start from the beginning.
I have 1.8.
That's
Yeah.
weird. Okay, well,
You're a day smarter than I
we
am.
I'm
dropped
trying.
Yeah,
I'm doing
We
my best.
dropped
I love this shit.
the website because if they reignite, they can use the existing website.
Got it.
rather than pay
Okay.
for a separate one. So do you wanna just
50.
50?
yeah.
sure,
Okay.
not gonna break the budget.
Fire wardens,
That guy earns every nickel of it.
Denny.
Almond's part of that. Almond gets half of that.
So it stays at 750.
Yeah, are we good with 750 and plug it in? So
Yeah.
18.
Listers comp,
Greg just said, put in the same thing, and I added the one thing for the special fund rebuilding.
We have a lister open, right? Does
Yeah,
that have to be done during town meeting?
we can do it anytime if you find somebody who wants a job.
Yeah, it's an appointed job, that they are appointed jobs, so.
They're elected at town meeting, but if
Right.
Or are
there's a
they?
vacancy,
You can
you
appoint.
can appoint.
And we only have one opening, right? Just Dan?
That's right. Sorry, that,
It will come to a head some night. We were going to be in executive session, probably bring the listers in, probably Wayne and us to discuss taxes on,
Yeah.
the,
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right.
mhm.
Okay, so we're gonna leave the compensation for the listers the same, the clear, all the rest of this will stay the same. I see you've turned your page, so I just wanna,
Oh,
100.
special funds.
Yeah, what
Do
is
we wanna
that?
talk about that?
well, the state's mandated this reappraisal and,
it'll be 2031, right?
and
Every 6 years.
with the reappraisal we just went through was, I think, 83,000
Between that-
ballpark.
Yeah,
And then she's saying it's what, 41 or 6,100 a year to maintain the maps and stuff.
right.
So the state has not offered up any more money. So we are gonna have to
Build up
fund
that
the
fund.
difference,
We're starting funding that now.
and we are gonna have to start or get the listers start looking to contract with a new outfit to do it.
Yeah, I got that.
You know, we've got 42, well, at the end of last year, we had, yeah, so you've got the year-end balance at 6,800,
Correct.
so we're starting sort of from scratch, we gotta build that up to.
And can I ask why, why we continue to need a consultant when we're not doing any reappraisals next year?
Well, there's always work going on with the grand list. And so she was in today working on our sales comparison report that has to go up to the state and some things for Greg. So she's always working on things with current use and assessments. It's an ongoing thing. They're currently now working on the new grand list, which will come out in the early summer. And it's oftentimes more than we have the internal talent for. We don't have the talent. We don't have the skill base.
That makes good sense, but if we spent 22,000 this year when we had all those when we had townwide reappraisal to do, why is it still gonna be so high next year when we're not doing reappraisal? She's just doing cleanup and updating, as you just said. Why is it still 30?
Because what the listers thought they would need more last year because of the reassessment. In fact, they'll probably need more this year. And because they actually are the resource that we have the money coming in from. And so usually if they ask me for something, I give it to them.
Okay,
So they think that this coming year, they're gonna need more than last year.
Well, they should be, because the reappraisal firm should be they shouldn't be here anymore.
They're not, he's done.
He should be done, but I said should be. And so now they're gonna have to pick up, some of the slack. So like she said, this year they'll need more than last year.
And I'd rather cut someplace else than.
that's fine. I was just asking if we had
It's a
all
good
this work
question,
to do
yeah.
this year and now suddenly we're
Yeah.
asking for even more
Right.
money than we spent this year, we're asking for more money for next year.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Oh, I can imagine.
All right, next one is select board. Other than, we haven't made up our minds on across the board percentage for wage increases.
Mhm.
Right.
I was gonna give you a schedule based on, the going rates are all over the place.
Yeah.
Mendon is doing 6%, Wilmington is doing something else. Another town is at 2.8, whatever the social security increase is. We've often done 3%, so it's cost of living increase plus a little. I was just gonna give it to you with a couple columns, 3, 3.5, 4.
Great.
You guys make the decision and I'll have it to you. I'll work on that tomorrow and email it to you.
Great.
Thank you.
And then you can also make adjustments if you feel there are some inequities needed that can be
By
addressed.
position.
The raises come in July 1st.
Conferences and workshops, I think we should continue to fund that at 200.
Okay.
Dues and subscriptions seems like it could be the same, although we could go down to 300, but let's leave it at 350. That's my thought.
And
agree.
that covers your Zoom expenses. You pay an extra $10 a month for the extra storage we need to get the YouTube videos up, and then the monthly or the annual fee.
Are we okay on the mileage? I think 90 sounds fine. Advertising, should that be like 500 or 750, or is there a
We went crazy over budget last year. It just depends on what you're doing. Hiring wise.
Oh, because the advertising is putting out notices that we have an opening.
Yeah.
It's not, yeah,
yeah,
okay. I think we should leave that at 1,000
yeah, okay.
and just see what happens. Mileage reimbursement, is that officially going up? Do we know? Is it, what is it now?
It's not. It was set 0.7 last year, 70 cents a mile. It's
Yeah.
the same this year.
Okay, so 90 sounds okay.
And that's a state mandated
I think it's federal or social security or somebody does that. Federal IRS,
That's,
right?
IRS is correct.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think that through.
All right, we go town clerk treasurer, we haven't decided on raises, I see there's a block there for holiday pay was actually double what we budgeted, then it's 850 plugged in.
Yeah, I need to go back and drill down on that. I don't know what got coded in there that maybe shouldn't have, or if it should have been in vacation.
Should have question mark.
I need to look at that. But anyway, yeah. And then I just plugged in the numbers that I knew. Election expenses were high last year only because I was trying to use up some money that we were given in a grant. And we had to spend it or send it back, but normally we don't have that kind of expense.
So 250 is enough,
Correct.
even though this is an election year?
All of our things are paid for the most part.
Okay,
So unless I get wild and crazy and buy lunch for somebody, you know. you know.
Me.
You got really excited about that.
If you don't buy it, I'll throw my phone on the floor.
Yeah. The computer support agreement is NEMRIC. And the disaster recovery agreement is also NEMRIC. If everything were to flood, or you had a fire, they would come in with bank checks and computers and get it back up and running.
that seems worth paying for.
What, you keep reading about these towns that get hacked. Are firewalls pretty strong, and do we have good backup that?
So we're using Carbonite as a backup, and our IT guy said there's one other that we could use depending on something. We put in paid for and authorized a firewall being installed last year, because up until that point, we did not have one. He was just here on Tuesday. We were making sure things were set up with appropriate virus protection on the computers. And his statement was, with that firewall, it'll keep a lot out. And I know I've said it before, I am at the top of my pay grade with the IT support that I can do. Last year I looked into it, the local guy that's used by a lot of businesses around here is $800 a month to be a monitor. And, that's just not reasonable in my mind. We currently have an IT guy who will come. He's semi-retired, but not fully. He just isn't taking on the workload that he used to, but when I call him, he comes. And that was the case when we were out of internet a couple weeks ago. And it turned out to be something where an update was done on the firewall, and I didn't know that would happen, so I didn't even know what was wrong. But he has been working hour, 95 an hour, and it's what we've had to do.
Alright, zoning administrator. Same.
Yeah.
Planning commission.
So that's everything that I was given an input yesterday. I cut this consultant for the zoning bylaw update in half, like we discussed last night. And I had confirmation from Jeff Brown that he did speak with Matt at Wyndham Regional, and that would work fine to cut it between the 2 years.
Okay.
Expense and reimbursement. Their dues for Wyndham Regional is strictly dues. Anything else they help us with is billed separately.
And advertising there is for RFPs.
That is actually when they have to have a special meeting or a hearing.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
And, like they had to do with the first report. I don't think I have the development review board yet. Did they talk about that last night by any chance, Katie?
No.
Okay.
Well, I don't know, Deb had a report,
Okay,
I did not see it.
okay, I will check with her again.
So that's a big question. Fire station, we're waiting on,
The second half.
their.
It's gonna be
I plugged-
50-ish.
I plugged it in at the difference between the 51,000 and the 110,975, so it's 59. Did you know? I hope so.
Yeah, I think you did.
59,975.
Right.
I do have a general amount for insurance, workman's comp. Well, they had almost 18 grand, so I updated the workman's comp and the highway. Property casualty is 33,000, and there was another for an assigned risk. So normally some of that does go to the highway. I just don't know how much because some of it's equipment insurance, not an awful lot, but most of it's property. So I think we're gonna be around 30,000.
For the insurance.
Mhm.
Yeah, the total bill is for the whole year is 48,651.
So 30,000.
I believe so.
All right. And so are you waiting for more information on that or?
Well, they usually give me a breakdown of, okay, here's the fire trucks and here's the buildings, and they have had computer issues is what I think it is.
Okay, so we'll get more.
Brand new system and they're trying to get it all, like I can't even access that stuff. Usually, it used to be I could go in and like print my own ID or whatever, but it's, yeah, I don't know what they're doing.
So we'll have more specific information
I
next
hope
week,
so, but I
presumably.
think it's fair to say the workman's comp is almost 18,000, the whole bill is gonna be 48. So I would say at least 30, no more than 30,000 for town general.
Legal fees.
I think that's gonna exceed the budget again, because we've got, when I talked to Meryl, a few weeks ago, she said she had 7 things going on for Westland. Some of that will be DRB, some of it is ongoing issues.
5,000.
Please, thank you.
Yeah. That might be a little low, but I don't.
Well, we were low last year. We
Yeah.
absorbed it. So we'll make an honest effort to.
Yeah. Chase it.
She is also good about reaching out to VLCT to see if we can get free coverage on or help on certain things. In the case of the recent thing with the taxes, it wasn't. So, she tried.
That's great.
I don't, tax anticipation, oh, we have to borrow money until we get the
ourselves.
taxes.
But
Okay,
and that's gonna show up on the income side.
For special
Yeah,
funds.
yeah.
We pay ourselves back.
So a couple grand,
Yes.
Sure.
question
Yes.
is the loan we got against the land, is the interest on that gonna be included in this interest or?
Oh, yeah, I haven't thought about that. How would you wanna do that? That could be another line item, tax or repayment of. How do you wanna write that?
Put the interest in this category
And the other flat amount in a
Yeah.
different one? Okay,
well, that'll be get changed.
okay, so we'll add other interest. Loan interest.
Alright, transfer station. We can't do anything about that.
No, and I did talk to Tina this morning and they are doing still some sort of upgrade there. And she said leaving the 5,000 in there would be appropriate.
Okay,
And the other part is what it is.
This is the number they give us.
Yes, and we have the bill over there if you wanna see it. 'Cause
Yeah.
we have it.
It's a big jump, isn't it?
It is, and I'm sure the reasons are you don't get anything to speak of for what you get in recyclables.
Yeah, that's,
The cost of
the
getting
thing
rid
is,
of-
they've gotta pay to get rid of all the
Right.
only
Oh, the whole.
recyclable
This is transfer station and this is,
that
Mountain
they
Town, right?
make money on, I think, is
Yes.
corrugated cardboard.
Right,
Oh, I saw those. You sent them out. Someone
And
sent
the
them.
Oh,
whole
okay.
plastic recycling
right.
is complete BS.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So the fact that I sit there and rinse and.
Yeah.
they
separate-
don't even get money, return money for scrap metal?
well, tin cans, I think they get.
Yeah, but they've got a bin down there that.
Oh,
people
well, scrap
close.
metal, yeah.
The revenue, the whole breakdown on revenue and expenses should be attached to that. Tina did say they're moving to a single sort. Zero sort.
Zero.
Oh, really?
Zero sort.
Oh, yeah,
they are-
single stream, they were talking about that years ago, and
but that must be what they're doing now, because you put all your cans in plastic and
Right.
glass in one bin anyway
Yeah.
now, so they must be
Right, so
doing
Those
that.
three together, yeah.
Yeah, what they do is Casella and these big recycle places got a line,
Huge conveyor
computer
belt.
sorts it.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Amazing.
so it saves them, before you had a bag for cans, you had a bag for plastic. Now it goes through there and it goes all through there, so their truck that picks up stuff doesn't have to have 4 or 5 different
Yeah,
bins.
right.
right, and if most or many people don't sort properly, they just dump it in the, in the thing, and then it has to get resorted. So,
Right.
Got it.
The Mountain Town rec, that was in that budget information that Tina sent me, and that is for the whole year again.
Now, is that for the full-time rec director, or is that for the,
For the full-time rec director.
so this is another one of the things that started out?
Well, this is where I put in there, I didn't word it well, but I did put it in as a potential article, because you
Right,
guys to
'cause we
have it
talked about that, yes.
be reauthorized by the voters for a 3-year period.
But then there's a thing about hiring full-time director.
Was.
He is, isn't he?
I thought he is full-time, so I just threw in the verbiage from 2022 or something.
In the,
In the draft warning.
Yeah.
Tina wasn't where she was talking about the wording, and I didn't know if I should call Christine Galango and talk to her about it, but. I'm not aware of any additions to that. And that has run under $10,000 every year that we've done it, once it was under.
It's Article
Where-
7.
is it Article
On the
7?
warning, on the
Yeah,
warning.
Oh, yeah,
it's like totally incomplete. We
It's
have
Article 7.
an intertown,
So this is an
And we-
addition? No,
No, that's it.
okay.
no. So this is, how do we word it? so that we can say, do the voters want you to approve another 3-year contract, inter-town contract for the Mountain Town Recreation?
Isn't that what number 6 is also saying?
Well, it was only supposed to say it once, but what I'm saying is I haven't done the verbiage.
Okay, I think it's in 6 and 7 if I'm reading this
Yeah.
correctly.
Oh, sorry,
That's okay.
that's why it's a
And
draft.
you have 2 different, that's great. And you
Well,
have 2
one is,
different
one
words.
is, one is for the position and the other is for participation. If that's different, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
No, I don't think you need 2 articles. I think you just need 1.
Okay.
And maybe I started to do something and got
Yeah, I get it.
interrupted because that's the way it is. Right?
Yeah,
I would shorten.
You could shorten and just say what, no?
No, you could say no, or just for babysitting service.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is. I'm sorry.
It's not a babysitting
It
service.
he is managing our intramural sports and our basketball and baseball and soccer programs.
Right.
Which had become too big for volunteer parents to manage.
He also does Nordic.
Oh, he does do the Nordic?
Yep, and he does
There's also like
all
adult
adult
stuff too.
stuff.
Well, there's
And I think he's
some,
managing
Yeah.
the parks.
Dodgeball at the playhouse.
Oh, he's managing the parks now?
I believe so. I mean, he's facilitating like.
Oh, okay.
right. I don't, I understand where you're coming from, Jenny, but I don't think again, in this crazy world we live in, and parents have to have both work. My mom was home. I was really blessed by that. But that's not our reality these days. And the kids need sports. And the parents aren't
They
available
do
to
need
manage it.
sports, especially up here.
Yeah.
Miles apart from each other.
And the world has just changed. The parents just don't have the time to
Well,
to
you
do
even,
that sort of
yeah,
stuff.
but
That's
we-
a choice the parents make.
Well,
No,
Not
we can't
really.
afford a
pe-
house
people,
on one
people
salary.
have to have,
It's really bad.
2 jobs to,
To
so,
make ends meet.
It's really hard.
just to digress a little bit,
Sure.
assuming we are gonna do this, I would cross out Article 6 and change Article 7 to read, shall the town of Weston raise and appropriate a sum not to exceed $10,000 per year for the purpose blah, blah, blah. And then for a period of 3 years. And
I'll rewrite it and run it by you,
okay,
cause, I was just having brain work
Yeah.
today.
All right, let's get back to computers.
We had the computer guy over here an awful lot, and that was why our repair bill went up. I think you're better off somewhere around 1,500. And a lot of it was related to just things not working, or we had to install the new computers.
What about the software?
The software was all under that 2,300 for Matt Sidorovich's company, and he took our desktops and he worked them so they're
Well,
okay.
we've got
Yeah.
category for software.
Well, we didn't really buy any software this year. What happened was they were able to tinker with the desktops, which are these nukes. And Matt Sidorovich knew how to work it so he could put in a code that was legal and get us Windows 11. But in 5 years, you're gonna need to replace everything because it won't be compatible with Windows 12. And we bought these in 2019, so we're pretty much eking out 10 years.
All right,
long
put
time.
$500 on software and computer supplies and service, we'll leave that at 500 and then between the 2 of them should have enough money.
Okay.
And computer repair and maintenance, put that as
1,500.
1,500.
So you're
Okay,
still
so we've got,
cheap.
okay.
All right, now we go down to special funds. We usually throw $4,000 a year in the paint building for the little school over there, and when we paint over at the little school, we usually do half at one time, and then a few years later we do the other half, so it's not such a big hit.
So we currently have 29 in that account.
Correct.
I think 4,000 looks fine to me with, since we got 29 in there. I don't know. What did our last painting bill was, 2 sides, right? Do we remember what that was?
It was 2016 and
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I can't find anyone to paint.
Oh,
They have to be lead certified, it has to be scheduled around
Their break.
breaks.
Yeah. And it
And
can't-
no one wants to do it. I just sent the RFP and everything to Lux Brush again because they sent, like, they spammed me, so I was
Lux.
like, hey.
I just got a new painting not a new painting company that does tremendous amount of work in Massachusetts and have expanded and are doing work in Vermont, so I'll send it to you.
That would be great.
Yeah,
It's complicated. You even have to notify the parents that you're painting. In a
really?
Potentially lead based. Yeah, that's what Jeff was saying. It's a lot. So anyway, you're probably gonna be looking at 35, but again,
But she's
it
trying to
how-
find somebody, but now it's another one of them things you don't know. And the other part with doing these budgets, people, is like she's saying, maybe you're looking at 35 and we're putting 4 in here for the painting. That puts it roughly 33. So you might say, well, we may need 37. What a lot of these contractors do is they go to this report and say, oh, they've allowed so much money, so I'm gonna put a little number in just a little bit higher, and they'll go for it.
Cause it's
So
public information, that's a good point.
if you keep it down, that's what a lot of them do,
Interesting.
unfortunately.
So, but, okay, fine. So, and 4,000 to the maintenance fund?
Yeah.
And then 40,000 for the fire apparatus?
I hate to say this, but I think you gotta bump that to 10. Or not
To
10,
50?
The 50.
50.
50, simply because, as we know, the cost of town trucks and stuff has skyrocketed, and, you know,
you spent 3 something on the last tanker. Wasn't that a tanker that they bought last? The current big blue one? And that was like 318 and that was 4 years ago? I don't quite remember.
well, one of the things, and they ain't gonna like this, but one of the things is main pumpers coming up on its 20 years. There's 2 things that can happen unless they change the rules and regs, and I've been out there, but my understanding when I left was that they could have the big pumper tested once a year, and if it meets the test, it was still pass underwriters. Number 2 is that tanker is basically a pumper. And I think they could move that up and make that the frontline pumper, I think. But, you know, if they get a chance to get a new toy, guess what?
Yeah, well.
Well, they're very.
But there
Toys
was
are
just something
expensive.
to remember, because I know it's gonna be around here.
No, but we know where you live and we're not afraid of calling you or popping in for coffee. How about that?
All right,
Okay,
Space planning and management, what is that?
I was just about to ask.
so
Is
that,
Spam, okay.
Right.
This,
so it really is the care of the town building. Whether that's what paid for the exterior painting, the interior painting this year. The furnace I took out of the special projects fund, right? Because that's what
Yeah.
that money was for. But if you'd had to buy a new furnace or perhaps put in air conditioning, hint, hint, that's where it would have to.
that, and every so often we have to have the floors redone.
Mhm.
And we try not to let them go too long, because then it costs us a lot more.
Right, so this is different than, so this is major maintenance,
Yes,
major
really project.
maintenance, okay, okay.
Building projects.
Building projects, mostly for the town office.
Okay, so is $3,000 enough again?
Yeah, it should be.
What'd you just say about AC?
Well, we don't have air
If we were
conditioning.
going to put in AC, this is where it would come out of.
Hint, hint. I keep saying that paper and humidity don't mix well. And the sad thing is, we need it so little, I can't even see putting in central air. It's hugely wasteful. So right now we have,
If you're gonna do it, you ought to do it with heat pumps.
right, and right now I donated for our use, an air conditioner that we had at the inn that we weren't using. It's a window. It's not super great, but it'll be for the 5 or 6 days that we're doing. But at some point, a better unit.
Thing is finding a place to put the heat pumps on the building, because you really don't want them on that side because of the flood. That's where they get most water. Got the generator taking up most of that side over there. Don't want them on
No,
the
they
front.
gotta be up, way up in the air.
And be on the back.
And you don't wanna mount them on a wall. I can tell you about that. If you mount those heat pumps on a wall, the wall acts like a resonator board, and it, the whole house just hums.
Yeah.
Not nice. So you wanna have them on a separate metal rack.
My feeling is for what little we need it, we just need to get better air window units. And that's not terribly expensive. And then when you remodel again,
Well, maybe next time they remodel, they'll do the smart thing and move this place.
They,
I asked
Not
to have
us.
it as a neighbor, but
they.
I said they.
I know. So I was just picking up on the fact that you said they.
it'll be a while.
So window units, not that much. We could probably pull that out of this number if we needed to.
Yeah.
I think we could.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Or a standalone unit, I suppose. Separate, it doesn't go in the window, but as a,
Yeah, those are great. Is that what you have? Is that what you're talking about that you brought from?
no, she has a window unit. She
Oh,
brought-
really?
I brought a standalone.
Oh, yeah.
Standalone.
Yeah.
We had in here, and then it's fenced to the window.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Those are
Oh,
great.
okay.
But it's not a super duper unit. It was free.
But they make a pretty good size window unit, and it would take care of this whole
Yeah.
place. All right, miscellaneous, the audit is, you got 18.6 plugged in.
Yeah, that's the new number.
Grant expenses,
There was something I thought about today that has to go in there. Had an election grant in there for grant expense.
Go back to it.
Yeah, I just. So the website needs to be accessible. They mandated that. I think it's federal law. And it was supposed to be ADA compliant by this January. I kind of missed that. But I did talk to somebody at a conference. They do all in, I think it's 4,400. It's an annual subscription, including the annual subscription of 1,200.
I'm having
So
accessible
there, if you
web
go-
page.
Yes,
Sound
sound.
for blind people.
Right,
Yeah.
right, okay, got it.
So I don't know that we want to take it as this year's project, but at some point, maybe we have to
I need one.
we
No,
do-
Brian needs
sorry. We need to get compliant at some point, and I have checked with just this one company. I will check with others.
We're just talking about this compliance on it yesterday. What compliance?
Yeah,
So
so
that could be
that was
Yeah.
for the grant.
Yes,
right.
but
I'll look at other towns that have done it and see what they did. We've been kind of operating on the cheap with our website through a friend of our, somebody I've known for a number of years who does it for us.
So this was, you said this had to be done by this past January legally,
So.
so we need
should
to get
do
it done next year,
Yeah,
this year.
Yeah, we should do it this year. So does that mean that we need, like, we should have $5,000 in that,
well,
in that budget?
does that come out of space planning and management? Is that a valid expense for that? It's,
I thought that that was just for building projects,
right.
You know,
not for,
interesting question there. I would think it would come into,
Well,
software and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
I think it would be software too.
Let's just put 5,000 in
Move it if we need
to
to.
get it done and
Yeah, I'm happy with that,
Sounds good.
because it's a one-time deal, no use getting too.
right, and then
Cranky
you'll
about
have, an ongoing fee. This guy said $1,200, but that's, you're gonna pay $100 for it.
Right.
A month. The LCT, that's based on their new dues schedule. The copier costs $111 a month, but then it's all the additional copies that they charge.
2,000.
Sure.
Your county tax.
They aren't doing their budget meeting until January 21st. And I just threw in a number. Because we were off almost $2,000 last.
Okay, Wilder Memorial Library Building.
They had asked us to just put in some nominal amount a few years ago in case there were just nominal repairs that needed. Like, let's say you needed a new door lock or something that would have been the town responsibility. I almost feel like that's not necessary. Because
Not
we have-
what they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
but it will be
In the future.
in the future, so maybe we ought to just put a couple $100 as a placeholder.
like
in there.
$200.
Or 500, it's.
It's been
$100.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, 100?
Yes.
Sorry, 500 or 100?
100.
100, thank you.
Dispatch services, that's
That, I have the bill, it'll get paid next week, that's for our 911. 911 call center contribution.
yeah, if you sit down and figure out their budget, the insurance, the dispatch, you're probably on 150 a year. And most to it. All right, generated funding, interest earned.
I haven't posted November, December, I think it'll be about 5 grand.
Page
Top of
5 at the
page
top.
Yeah, okay. Is that what-
Interest earned,
okay,
yeah.
Just curious.
I think we leave it at 30 because I believe interest rates aren't going to go up. I think they're going to go down. So let's leave it at 30.
What did you just say you thought it was gonna be?
I think I'm gonna be around, we're gonna be around 32 or 33. I
Okay.
haven't. Well, yeah, I think I'm gonna add another 5,000 to the interest. And the trust fund interest is,
Leave that at 3.
What is the trust fund?
some of the public trustee funds, public trustees of public funds have, it's actually the interest that comes in on the IBM shares
Or dividend, gotta be
or
dividend.
dividend.
Yeah,
And, I don't know if they can roll it back in. I don't think they can on the shares. That's what we get. Why they don't put it into a different fund, I don't know.
All right, property taxes, current use, let's put that at 110. I'm sticking my neck out on that.
I was gonna say.
Delinquent taxes, let's put that at 7.
We had abated taxes in the fall of '24. And so we had budgeted a $10,000 rebate from a refund from the state, and we did get it, but they just took it off the bill for the state ed taxes. So it doesn't show here, but it is in the total number.
Do we need that line item then?
You don't, but you had it in the budget for last year. It'll go away next year when we don't.
Okay, so we'll leave it at zero and let it expire. Okay,
Collector delinquent taxes,
that's just a plug right from
yeah,
the previous page.
the state pilot, I'd leave it 4.
What is that?
In lieu of taxes, payment for state land.
Oh, like
state has,
the forest land, for example, that didn't we have that somewhere else and it was 20,000?
That's federal.
For the.
Oh, I see. Okay,
You have
3
state
million
and
national
federal.
forest.
I got you. Okay, thank you.
Between the state and federal and prairie, they own about 13,000 acres in town.
Gotcha. Okay.
So collection fees are a fee we are paid by the state for collecting their education taxes. And it's like a quarter of 1% or something. It's quite nominal, but we enjoy getting.
Take it.
So that's a plug-in number
Yeah.
to depend on later.
But that'll be later, but I'm 8,500, I mean, seems, no?
I would do 7,
Okay,
because again, you don't know that they won't change that. I'm becoming Jenny.
yeah,
Copier fees.
We charge for the copy fees and it's been quite active. But
Boy, I guess
2,200.
it's like 25 cents a page, or what do you charge per page?
color, we charge color, 25 cents, but 10 cents for just black.
And we made that much money on it? Wow,
Yeah.
jeez.
Well,
Yeah,
real estate
so-
transactions who eat up a ton of paper.
Oh, gotcha.
And when somebody comes in to get a land record, we charge $1 a page for land records or 25 cents for permits. And so that adds up. And so when people are doing research, that's what, they'll send $50 or $70.
So you suggested 1,800 again, Denny?
No,
2,200.
22.
Oh, 22, I'm sorry. Okay.
And then you got your dogs and liquor, I'd leave it 4.
Dogs and liquor.
It's the name of a
lots of
That
comfort
should be the
there.
name of a band. Like, hey, we're Dogs and Liquor. Thank you for coming out.
Yeah, exactly.
It should be.
And shout out to our new guitarist.
We really
30.
appreciate the keys.
Yeah.
$30 just to keep the account open on the next one.
What is that?
Wait, are we keeping
the
liquor at
Department of
400?
Transportation?
Yes.
Is that-
Okay, sorry.
No, Vermont Department of Taxes. And
Oh.
if somebody sends in like a major revision, then we get a fee for it because they have to,
Okay.
of course, send it back down to us. But we didn't have any of those this year, and it's $15 every time it happens. So it's not huge. I did talk to Will about zoning, and so I plugged in those numbers. He was really down in, we budgeted high, and he came in at about a third of it. Not that he has any control over it. And so those were numbers he thought were realistic. He's
Okay.
had maybe 1 application or something this year. It's
Well,
whatever he quoted, it was.
things are starting to sell.
Starting to slow down. Yeah. Right.
Vermont traditionally, when you have a slowdown in the economy, Vermont is usually 6 months behind. When the economy picks up, Vermont is traditionally 6 months behind on the pickup.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was that. Clerk fees, again, that's based on real estate activity. We are paid $15 per page that we have to record. $4 of it goes into a restoration fee, which is a restricted fee that we use for land record books and land record paper and things that we need in the vault. And then $11 goes to the town as a clerk fee. And it used to be that clerks, and then in some cases still in some towns, they are paid based on that $11 a page. when the year I started, the town had made a decision to just pay the clerk treasurer salary straight and put the fees to your own income, so you could still track it and see what was coming in. But other than the eighties, I think it really has been not as active as it used to be as far as a moneymaker.
I mean, that's a number we put in. If we hit it, we hit it. If we don't, we don't. I mean,
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
it's
Yeah.
not a,
Right, and it truly is based on whatever activities are going on.
So if we're having fewer real estate sales, should that, you put that up from 8,000 to 9,000, should that stay at 8,000?
We're darn busy.
Okay,
Yeah, real
Because-
estate has been,
it's starting to slow down.
well,
But it's also if somebody does, from private ownership to trust.
Gotcha, right.
Some of it's estate planning, and so they'll redo their deeds. So
gotcha, okay,
I hope I haven't overstated, but I think it.
okay.
Right, Grant,
So grant reimbursement, the town plan, I had to reach out to WRC yesterday or today because I didn't understand why we didn't get our 21,000. And it's because we had actually gotten pieces of it prior to last year. And so we did get what we were due. And then the other thing that I had to request reimbursement for was the hydro study expenses that were being taken out of the bridge repair fund. We got reimbursed 48,000 on that out of the 50 that was spent.
mhm.
So that came back to us and that'll show up on the special funds, but this one, I'll take the hit on that as my mistake. I just didn't understand that, people just said, you're getting 21,000. I'm like, okay, fine, we'll give you 21,000.
Mhm.
And then rental income for, the little school goes up $25 a month as of September. So right now, we're being paid $975 a month until September when it goes to 1,000.
We-
And that,
We charge $1,000 a month for that building
It's
it's
all
because we
free.
just want it there.
Yeah, I mean, we're basically supporting, this is a way of supporting the little school.
For the community to have
Yeah.
school.
at one time, Brian, I floated the idea that we virtually sell the place to a long-term lease for $1 and let them take care of everything. Cause we have a renewal coming up.
I think 27, is it 27? We have a 10-year lease.
Yeah, and because they're always running over here, we wanna do this or we wanna do that, and then we have to find prices and
Right,
do this, and it's
Pay
like
for
the
it.
painting thing.
right.
And what happens over there is you get parents that have kids going there, they're real enthusiastic and everything. As soon as the kids are out of there, they're gone, most of them, not all of them.
And it's a
Yeah, so
volunteer board.
It's a constant changing atmosphere over there.
Mhm.
Interesting.
So it's something to think about, and if it's something you think might fly, we should start acting on it now, because it'll take time to hash everything out.
Yeah, and I think part of Denny's deal was that we would basically give them a building, but we support them now, so we would pick, negotiate a number, that would be in the $10,000 to $20,000 range per year that we would
Give to them.
we would give to them to support, that would represent a sort of an average of the kinds of things that we're supporting now. And I can't remember exactly, it might be a higher number, I just don't know, but, and they were, yeah, they were not comfortable with it, and to Denny's point, there's a, after 5 years, there's a very different group and a different
Sure, that makes sense.
dynamic there,
Yeah.
and I think they were a little frightened of that. So, but I think, be a very interesting idea. Cause then they could, they do the black fly ball and, they could start to do some serious fundraising.
Right.
And
Have we ever looked
get
at
the
how much we,
grandparents and everybody,
Yeah.
all hopped up about it. But the problem is that you know, some years you have, you know, a couple, 3, 4 parents that are really, really active and on the ball with that stuff. And then their kids move on.
And no kid is there more than 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, and you don't replace those,
Yeah.
you know, that energy and
Right.
competence.
So then it's downhill for a while.
And then it goes downhill and you know,
They also have, I mean, right now they're looking to do a pre-K at Floodbrook as well, which would tank middle school and Montessori school.
Oh, right.
Are they
Because
really?
get state funded for the
Oh,
the older
man.
kids at each of those.
is that true?
Is that a part of the restructuring?
Wow.
Interesting.
Okay,
Wow, I hadn't heard that. Wow.
now, we've got a little decision to make here. Last night, I said we'd spend the last 10, 15 minutes discussing what we were gonna do about the bridge thing. We're only on page 5 here. We spent some time with Jeff and everything. Do we wanna run an extra half hour tonight, or we've gotta get the bridge thing settled, or do you wanna start at 7 o'clock Tuesday night and finish working on this paper?
We have a liquor control meeting Tuesday,
Sorry.
At 7?
7:15.
7:15?
I don't think it'll be very
7:20.
7:20.
Yeah,
It's a
those go pretty
renewal
quick.
at the motel south of the village.
The
We're
I
going
mean, I
dry.
think-
Pardon?
We're going dry.
We're going dry. That would be really nice.
I get the feeling that we're sort of headed in the special town meeting direction, you know, to,
Yeah, I think that's my opinion.
you know, to
I can't imagine
discuss all
doing it
this
during.
stuff. You know, to get everybody, as many people as possible clued in about,
Right.
you know, the pros and cons and, you know, what restrictions we have and what restrictions we don't have and how the, you know, what we're sort of buying into and what we aren't buying into. And
Where's the money coming from?
pardon?
And where's the money?
And where's the money coming from? Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
the risks involved with doing it and the risks involved with not doing it. I mean, right? I mean,
Right,
that's
and
really the
what
big
commitments
picture.
we have to make, you know, in terms of allocating either agreeing to borrow or setting aside money out of the bridge repair fund or wherever
Right.
to make up that 670 to get us to the
So the-
full grant request amount, which we need to do. I mean, if we're going to accept a grant, we need to do that.
And show that we have it.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I would be in favor of that, of a
Yeah.
special town meeting, which would mean there would be a vote at that meeting, not
Exactly.
just an informational session, but a vote at that meeting,
Right.
as opposed to a vote at,
At town meeting day.
Yeah, it's too big a subject.
Too much.
It'll eat town meeting.
Yeah.
I have a thought about we were talking last night about the presentation at the special town meeting.
Yeah,
And there was a kind of a throwing around of a debate on who should do it, who should talk. I think after some thought, it should be coming from the select board specifically because the buck stops with us. But I really think that Jeff Brown is an incredibly passionate speaker and knows a lot about what he was about everything. He's on the flood resiliency committee. He's, you know,
WCA. and the
WCA Planning Commission. It's just a
So for
thought
the dam portion, maybe.
for the
right?
dam
Yeah.
portion, but if, you know,
And
it
on the bridge,
was just a thought.
you know, we can, you know,
Sean,
we can
help
get
me.
somebody from Stone Engineering, you
Not
know.
them guys, Jim.
Well-
I'm sorry. They don't know what the hell they're doing. And like I said before, they're speaking at engineering levels. So
Right.
they're gonna be above anybody or most of the people that are there. You get too professional, they talk and the people don't understand what they're talking about. Most of them don't know how to talk down to the common person place. Stone Engineering would be my last.
I would just vote for Jeff for the whole thing. And my reason for that is, he's very upfront, that he has been in the game.
Yeah, she does.
But he is also, every time I've asked him questions about, well, why didn't we do this, or why didn't we do that, then he knows, I mean, just off the top of his head, he's like, well, the water displacement of da-da-da-da-da is like blah, 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 and you can't do that. So he knows an awful lot about all the ins and outs of what the water is doing. That was all news to me about today about what the silt is displacing in space and water. And he's a very competent speaker who I think can be approachable.
I just think he's great. Also, when he was talking about the silt on above the dam, I just kept thinking about me doing the water testing in the silt this past summer.
In your little
In my waders and sinking down into the silt, it made me be like, oh. So I don't know. I just think he's it's a thought.
They're all good thoughts. We have time to figure that out, right? Because
So you got.
we have to just announce the meeting, right?
We announced the meeting for the 14th. Now we got to check, to make sure the Walker Farm's available.
To who?
The Walker Farm.
Place to have the
Yeah.
Gotcha, I'm with you, sorry.
If that's not available, we can probably get the Rod and Gun Club if we speak early enough. As far as I know, nothing's booked yet. Somebody might have a Valentine's party or whatever.
So Sean,
Jim,
could
do
you
you
check
wanna-
about Walker Farm? And it would be the 20th, I'm sorry, the 14th.
Yeah,
I checked on vacations for Burton and Floodbrook are the 20th to the 27th
And it would be the morning, probably starting at 9.
on a Saturday.
Yeah,
and we ought to book it for, I don't know, 9 to
9 to
11
9 to
at least.
5.
9 to
Probably.
3.
you might as well figure noon,
Yeah.
especially if you're gonna do Zoom.
When we
Yes,
use
yes,
Walker
yes.
Farm, do we pay?
No.
No. Good.
That's part of their community outreach.
Great.
Alright, so now you wanna go another half hour here or start at 7 o'clock Tuesday night? Because we don't have a lot of,
I would prefer to start it on Tuesday.
I'll plug these numbers in.
Yeah, I would too.
I'll send you the worksheet. You can tell me if you catch anything
Okay.
on Tuesday.
alright, so Tuesday night we'll start at 7. Got this work off at 25 after legal liquor board and have.
Excellent.
Yeah, my head is just not.
I just done 3 days.
What is this walkie-talkie thing that we got?
So that's the thing that we were talking about last
The
night.
fire department, these are normal, well, the road crew, but the fire department was sort of talking about them too, but these are, these little VHF radios that people